Something extraordinary has happened today, and it's not just a subtle shift. It's a roaring, unstoppable pulse of energy that seems to be calling every living thing to attention. The Earth's own resonance, often called her heartbeat, is soaring to an astonishing power 54. And this isn't just a number on a chart. It's a vibration you can feel deep within your body if you pause long enough to tune in. Imagine the very ground beneath you humming with a silent song, one that speaks directly to your soul, urging you to awaken, expand, and remember who you truly are. For some, it comes as a faint tingling in the crown of the head, like a whisper from above. For others, it's a sudden rush of warmth and courage swelling in the heart, as though the universe is saying, "Now is your time." This isn't an occasional spike or a passing cosmic mood. It's a sustained wave, a river of high-frequency energy flowing around and through the planet without rest. It moves like an invisible tide, touching everything. Trees swaying with a quiet knowing, oceans shifting with ancient wisdom, and people everywhere feeling a pull they can't quite explain. Even those who have never heard of the Schumann Resonance are noticing it in subtle ways. They feel more restless at night, more emotional during the day, more aware of unspoken truths. Some are questioning their life choices out of nowhere. Others are finding sudden bursts of inspiration to start projects they had left buried for years. It's as if this energy is moving through the collective consciousness, shaking loose whatever no longer serves us, making space for what's meant to be. You might be feeling it physically, like a buzz in your fingertips, a flutter in your chest, or a heightened sensitivity to sound and light. Or it could be emotional. Waves of joy one moment, tears the next, without any obvious trigger. This energy isn't chaotic, though it may feel that way if you resist it. It's here to amplify what's already inside you, to bring hidden truths into the open, to awaken the dormant parts of your spirit that have been waiting for this precise moment in time. When the Earth pulses this strongly, it's like a cosmic alignment between your inner world and the greater field of energy that holds all life together. The fascinating thing is, high-frequency waves like this tend to dissolve the heavy, stagnant energies that many people have carried for years. Old wounds, buried emotions, patterns you thought were just who you are. All of them can rise to the surface under this kind of light. It can be uncomfortable, like the heat that rises before a storm breaks, but it's also profoundly cleansing. This is your chance to let go, to breathe deeply, and to allow the surge to wash through you without clinging to what's leaving. The more you resist, the more turbulent it can feel. The more you surrender, the more you realize that what's falling away was never meant to stay. For those who are spiritually attuned, this Power 54 surge may feel like an initiation, a moment when the veils between the physical and the spiritual worlds grow thinner. Meditation becomes deeper, synchronicities more frequent, and intuitive insights sharper than ever before. You might notice that your dreams are more vivid, almost prophetic, or that certain people, numbers, or symbols keep appearing in your life as if guiding you along an invisible path. This isn't coincidence, it's resonance. The Earth's frequency is syncing with yours, fine-tuning your awareness to catch messages you might have missed before. And the more you align with it, the more effortless your connection to this cosmic flow becomes. Right now, you are being invited, maybe even urged, to choose alignment over resistance. This means carving out time to connect with yourself, to listen to what your heart and body are trying to say. It could mean spending more time in nature, grounding your energy by walking barefoot on the earth, or simply sitting in stillness to feel your own breath moving in and out. It could also mean being brave enough to release relationships, habits, or patterns that drain your spirit. This energy isn't here to break you. It's here to make you more whole, more aware, more connected to the rhythm of the planet and the truth of your soul. The beautiful part is, you're not alone in this. Millions around the world are feeling the same call, the same surge, the same sense that something bigger than all of us is unfolding. This is a collective awakening, a reminder that every heartbeat, every breath, every thought sends ripples through the field we all share. When the Earth's resonance climbs to this magnitude, it's like a cosmic broadcast, reaching into the deepest layers of human consciousness. Some will hear it clearly, others will only sense it faintly. But all of us are affected, because all of us are connected to the same living, breathing planet. If you can imagine the Earth as a vast drum, every beat at power 54 sends vibrations outward into the space around it. And you, your body, your mind, your energy field are part of that rhythm. The more you attune to it, the more harmonious your life can become. This is a moment to remember that you are not separate from the earth, the sky, or the flow of life itself. You are a strand in a great web of energy, and right now, that web is lighting up with possibility, transformation, and renewal. The question is, will you move with it? Will you let it guide you? Because whether you choose to align or not, the wave is already here, and it's rising. And if this message stirred something in you, if you felt seen, or reminded of something you've always known deep down, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Not just because it helps the channel, but because you're choosing to stay connected to these messages, to this energy, to a growing community that's waking up right alongside you. And don't forget, drop a comment below and let us know how this energy has been showing up in your life. Your story matters, your voice matters, and when you share, you help others feel a little less alone on this journey. Let's dive deeper now, not just into something mysterious and magical, but into something deeply real, a truth that's pulsing just beneath the surface of our awareness. While all of this might feel like magic, and in many ways it is, it's also grounded in something ancient and tangible, something science is only beginning to understand, though our ancestors have felt it in their bones for millennia. At the very center of this shift we're feeling, the energetic heartbeat rising all around us, is something called the Schumann Resonance. But don't let the scientific name throw you. You don't need a PhD or a shamanic lineage to grasp this. All you need is the willingness to feel. Imagine for a moment that Earth isn't just a globe spinning in space, but a living, breathing, conscious being. Not just soil and sea, but energy, like you. And just as your body has a rhythm, a heartbeat, a breath, so does the planet. The Schumann Resonance is that pulse, her subtle breath vibrating through the space between her surface and the sky above. A steady, ancient hum, like the sound of a sacred drum echoing through the fabric of the earth. Always there, beneath our noise, always present, whether we notice or not. For thousands of years, this pulse remained constant, around 7.83 Hertz, and our bodies, minds, and spirits quietly synced with it. That's why nature calms us. That's why we feel peace when we're barefoot on the grass or standing by the ocean. It's because we're literally aligning with Earth's rhythm. And just as we sync to her, when she changes, so do we. That's why the recent surge to what's being called Power 54 is so monumental. Think of the ocean. On most days, it's calm. waves gently touching the shore in a soothing, predictable rhythm. That's Earth's usual heartbeat. But then, without warning, the tide swells. Not chaotically, but with an undeniable force. That's what Power 54 feels like. A powerful surge of energy, as if the Earth herself has taken a deep, soul-stirring breath, one that shakes you awake from the inside out, urging every part of your being to rise, evolve, and remember. This isn't just a line on a scientific graph. This is Earth's energetic system, ramping up in a way that's rare, sacred, and impossible to ignore. It's not just suggesting change, it's demanding it. And this energy, it doesn't stop at mountains or clouds. It moves through every living thing: trees, animals, wind, water, and us. Because we are energetic beings too, sensitive, responsive, and profoundly connected, we don't just experience this shift, we become it. You might already be feeling it in ways that don't quite make sense. Maybe your dreams have become vivid and cinematic, your intuition sharper than ever, like you just know things without knowing how. Maybe ideas and inspiration are pouring in out of nowhere, like your mind has become a channel for something much bigger. Or maybe you're noticing physical shifts, a fluttering in your chest, a mysterious ringing in your ears, waves of heat or tingling, bursts of energy despite feeling physically drained. These aren't random. They're signs, signals that your system is realigning, adjusting its internal dial to match the Earth's rising frequency. You're tuning in, even if you don't realize it. But transformation rarely moves in straight lines. It can feel messy, emotional. There may be days when old anger erupts, or forgotten grief rises from the depths, tears falling for no clear reason. That's part of it too. This energy is stirring up what's been buried. It's unraveling the stories and patterns that have dulled your light, so you can finally see them, feel them, and let them go. And in that release, there is freedom. This is how you reclaim your truth. What's beautiful is that you don't need to do anything special to meet this energy. You don't need to burn incense or memorize spiritual texts. You don't need to be a healer or a guru. You just need to notice. Pay attention to your body. Trust the quiet nudges of your intuition. Lean into the subtle shifts that are already happening. Because even if you've never heard of the Schumann Resonance until today, your soul has always known its rhythm. You were born in sync with it, and now it's calling you back. For those who have been walking this path, those who've studied the stars, meditated through their shadows, and trusted what they could feel more than what they could see, this energy confirms what you've always known, that we are not simply humans dabbling in spirituality. We are spiritual beings immersed in a rich, complex human experience. And that experience is speeding up. The veil is thinning. What once felt mystical is becoming measurable. What once demanded faith is now backed by frequency. Science is beginning to glimpse what spiritual traditions have long taught, that energy is everything, and everything is connected. As the Earth's frequency rises, so too does human consciousness. As her pulse quickens, so does our evolution. We are being stretched, not shattered, but opened. We are not being forced, we are being invited. So if you've been feeling like something is shifting, you're right. If you've sensed that life holds more than what we were taught, you're right. If your heart is whispering that it's time to change, to grow, to remember who you truly are, you are absolutely right. Because this isn't just about scientific charts or metaphysical theories. This is about your soul. It's about remembering the rhythm you were born to move to. It's about feeling the earth's breath rise through your own chest and letting it guide you home to yourself. Because you are already part of this, you always have been. And what we're experiencing now isn't an isolated awakening. It's a collective one. It's not just you waking up in the night with your heart racing, or having sudden insights over your morning coffee, or crying without knowing why. It's us, all of us. This wave of energy, this Power 54 pulse, is like a spiritual alarm clock, sounding across the globe. For some, it's a whisper. For others, a roar. But it's reaching everyone. We weren't asleep because we were broken. We were conditioned. The world taught us to numb, to conform, to forget. We wore masks, lived in stories that never truly fit. But now, something ancient and powerful, within the earth and within us, is rising and saying, no more. It's time to wake up. This pulse, this surge, this invisible river of energy, it doesn't wait. It moves like light, fast and illuminating, dissolving the static that's clouded our spiritual vision. It's not here to scare us. It's here to help us see, clearly, honestly, and with heart. Not to create something new, but to remember something eternal. To remember who we are. You've probably sensed it, that something in the air, in people, in the world, is changing. Not just in quiet, gradual ways, but in bold, undeniable shifts that touch the very core of who we are. People are walking away from careers they once built their lives around. Relationships are ending, not from anger, but from a peaceful realization that they no longer align. There's a collective turning inward, a sudden craving for meditation, healing, nature, truth. It's as if the soul of humanity is beginning to stir, stretch, and rise from a long, heavy slumber. We're not just waking up to a new day. We're waking up to an entirely new dimension of being. And as this awakening spreads, we're starting to question everything we once accepted as truth. How we live, how we work, how we love. The rules we followed without blinking now seem empty. What used to feel impossible now feels non-negotiable. This isn't cynicism, it's clarity. We're starting to see through the illusion, and as the old begins to crack, something new is revealing itself. Not just what's broken, but what's possible. A different way of living, one rooted in harmony, connection, and authenticity. A new earth. And as this frequency rises, it doesn't just bathe us in light, it also stirs everything we've tucked away. This high vibration energy magnifies all that we carry, joy and pain, light and shadow, and as it moves through us, it brings everything to the surface. That emotional heaviness, the sudden exhaustion, the waves of fear or grief or sadness that seem to come from nowhere. They're not signs of something wrong. They're signs that something real is happening. Your body, your energy, your soul is recalibrating. It's not failure, it's healing. Those mood swings aren't instability. They're release. That surge of creativity or those vivid dreams. That's your higher self, breaking through the static. You're not falling apart. You're waking up. And yes, it can be messy. Growth always is. You're unraveling old stories, shedding ancestral patterns, breaking through layers of who you thought you had to be. And in the middle of all that, something incredible is emerging. The real you, the deeper you, the you who has always known there was more. Because you're not just responding to the wave, you are the wave. You're a living part of this shift, this frequency that's transforming the collective. Every time you choose presence over panic, love over fear, truth over comfort, You anchor this energy into the world. You become a lighthouse for those just beginning to feel the tremble in their soul and whisper, "Something's happening." And what's happening is awakening. This energy moving through the planet. It's intelligent. It knows exactly where to go, how to move, who to touch. For some, it's a soft whisper. For others, it's a lightning strike that tears everything false away. But whether it whispers or roars, the message is the same. Wake up, remember, align. You didn't stumble upon these words by accident. You're not here by chance. This energy surge is part of a sacred unfolding, an orchestrated rise in consciousness that is asking us not to be perfect, but to be present, not to know everything, but to feel more deeply. And while the path of awakening can feel lonely, especially when those around you are still sleeping, you are never truly alone. The same current that's moving through you is moving through millions, and in that shared frequency, we're beginning to recognize each other, not by appearance or belief, but by vibration. We're remembering that we are one. So on the days when it's heavy, when your heart aches, when your body is tired, when your mind is overwhelmed, remember the wave, remember the light, and remember that this is what awakening actually looks like. Not polished or pretty, but raw, real, and true. If you can stay with it, breathe through it, surrender to it, you'll start to feel a new kind of strength. A calm rooted, not in circumstance, but in soul. A knowing that no matter how chaotic it feels, you're being held, guided, lifted. That you're not just surviving this shift, you're embodying it. You're becoming the bridge between what was and what's being born. And that is sacred. Yes, this flood of high-frequency light is powerful. And yes, it often brings with it moments of breathtaking clarity, of connection so pure it moves you to tears, of deep, soul-level remembrance. You begin to feel the presence of something greater, the veil thinning just enough for you to see life through the eyes of your spirit. These are the gifts of awakening, expanded consciousness, intuitive knowing, a sense of purpose that can't be shaken. But there's a side not often spoken of, the quieter, deeper work that comes with all this light. Because high frequency doesn't only elevate you, it exposes everything that stands in the way. It shines a piercing light into the shadow, stirring old wounds, buried pain, forgotten parts of yourself that were sealed off long ago, not to hurt you, but to free you. This energy is like the beam from a lighthouse, bold, unflinching, and revealing. It illuminates the beautiful shoreline and the jagged rocks, the wreckage, the things you'd rather not see. But all of it is part of your return to truth, because true elevation means full embodiment of light and shadow, strength and softness, joy and grief. So if you've been feeling off, emotionally raw, mentally scattered, physically overwhelmed, it's not a regression, it's not a failure, it's healing. You're not going backwards. You're facing forward with open eyes and an open heart. And yes, it takes courage. It takes trust. Some days, this energy will feel like wind in your sails. Other days, like a storm, asking you to surrender everything. But both are necessary. Both are sacred. The wave doesn't just lift, it cleanses. You may revisit childhood pain, buried guilt, old shame, or self-doubt. It might feel like you're spiraling. But even in the darkest moments, something sacred is happening. You're being invited to love the parts of you once rejected, to hold your wounds with compassion, not judgment. Because healing isn't about erasing the pain, it's about integrating it into wholeness. And that's what this energy is here to help you do. So let the tears fall, let the anger move, let the fear rise and be seen. These aren't setbacks, they're sacred echoes rising to be released. Let it unravel. Let it show you where you're still holding on, where you're still afraid to be fully seen, where old stories are still writing your present. Ask yourself gently, what is ready to heal? Maybe it's the belief that you're not enough, the fear of being too much, the need to control to feel safe. These stories once protected you, but now they're too heavy for the life you're stepping into. This frequency is asking for surrender, not as weakness, but as freedom. Let go of who you thought you had to be. Release the masks, the roles, the pressure to hold it all together. You are already worthy. You are already enough. And this is the paradox of awakening. The higher you rise, the deeper you go. The more light you hold, the more shadow you meet. But in that rawness, you become real. And in that realness, you become whole. You don't need to rush. You don't need to be perfect. Just stay open. Keep choosing presence. Allow yourself to feel, release, forgive, begin again. Until one day, you realize you are the lighthouse, not just the seeker of light, but the source of it. Steady, grounded, unshakable. A living reminder that the light doesn't require perfection. It just asks for truth, for presence, for love that stays. So yes, this energy is intense, it's life-changing, but it's also tender. It holds you even as it breaks you open. Through it all, you are not broken. You are becoming. You are not lost. You are being refined. You are not behind. You are exactly on time. Because this moment, it's not just a shift in energy, it's a return to your soul. It's an initiation. And you, dear soul, are ready. Now that this energy has found its way into your life, now that you feel its subtle pulse humming through your bones, your dreams, your very heartbeat, the question becomes, what now? How do you meet something so immense, so mysterious, so sacred? The truth is, you don't control this energy. You don't tame it or bend it to your schedule. This isn't something to check off a list or package into neat spiritual steps. It's cosmic, it's alive, and it's not asking you to manage it. It's asking you to trust it. Imagine it as a divine current, a luminous river flowing through the earth, through you. Your task isn't to stop the flow, but to become a clear vessel for it, to be the bridge between earth and sky. And to do that, you don't need perfection. You need presence. One of the most profound ways to stay aligned with this frequency is also one of the most ancient: grounding. Not as a trendy practice, but as a sacred reconnection. Go outside, barefoot if you can. Let your feet touch the soil, the grass, the sand. Breathe slowly. Imagine roots of golden light growing from the soles of your feet, reaching deep into the earth's core. Feel her hold you. Feel her steady, ancient rhythm pulsing beneath you. Grounding isn't about running from this energy. It's how we digest it, how we integrate it into our bodies and lives without being overwhelmed. The earth knows how to carry it. Let her teach you. From there, turn inward to the heart, your true compass. The mind may scramble to make sense of what's happening, but the heart already understands. Breathe deeply, drawing energy up from the earth, through those roots, into your chest. Let your heart expand with light. Then exhale slowly, sending gratitude back down into the earth. This is not just breath. It's an exchange of energy, a communion, a remembering that you are the meeting place of matter and spirit, of soil and stars. And within that remembering, find stillness, real stillness. No distractions, no noise. Sit quietly, let the thoughts come and go. Let yourself feel instead of think. Maybe place your hand on your heart. Maybe just breathe and notice. This silence isn't passive. It's a sacred space where downloads come, healing unfolds, and clarity returns. This is where you realize you're not climbing towards something. You're returning to something you've always been. Stillness reminds you you are the frequency. But don't stop there. Move, express. Let the energy dance through you in any way that feels natural. It doesn't have to be graceful or pretty. Maybe you write, maybe you cook, or garden, or cry, or spin wildly around your living room. Maybe your expression is kindness, service, or presence. Energy wants to move. It wants to be felt, seen, shared. And when you express it, you amplify it. You radiate it. You become a beacon. But don't confuse alignment with constant bliss. There will be low days, questions, doubts. That's not misalignment. It's part of being human. Real alignment is about being with all of it. Breathing through the waves, feeling the feelings, letting rest be holy. This energy isn't here to change who you are. It's here to reveal who you've always been. Not the roles or masks or strategies, but the essence, the real you. Some days, you'll meditate or write poetry. Other days, you'll cry in the shower and whisper, "I'm doing the best I can." And that raw honesty is alignment. Because when you root down, open up, and stay honest with yourself, you become a clear channel, a vessel of light, not perfect, but alive. And from that place, your entire life begins to shift. Your relationships deepen, your path sharpens. You begin to speak, act, and choose from a deeper, quieter knowing. You don't have to shout it. You'll carry a presence that says everything. This is what the energy is asking. Not that you chase it or escape the world, but that you embody it, right here, in your body, in your breath, in your ordinary sacred moments. Because this wave, this vast cosmic surge, it isn't separate from you, it is you. It is your awakening, your rising, your remembering. So right now, pause, breathe, not a shallow breath, but a sacred one. Feel your feet on the floor, or better yet, on the earth. And in your mind's eye, see a golden pulse of light rising from the core of the planet, spiraling up through your body, through your legs, hips, spine, stopping in your heart. And there it glows, thrums, expands. This is Power 54, the living pulse of Earth's love for the stars. And now it rises further, through your throat, your third eye, out the top of your head, in a beam of light that connects you with something higher. You're not just receiving the wave. You are the wave. You are Earth's pulse in human form. You are the rhythm of awakening. You are the answer to the call. And as you step back into your day, carry that knowing. Let it touch the way you speak, the way you move, the way you simply are. Let every breath ripple light. Let every small act carry weight. You don't need words. Your presence says it all. Because this energy isn't spoken, it's felt, and others will feel it. You don't have to try to be light. You already are. Every time you choose love over fear, truth over comfort, presence over distraction, you're not just aligning with Earth's evolution, you're fueling it. You're not outside of the shift. You are the shift. So it's okay if you stumble, if you forget, if you have heavy days. The light is patient. The energy is constant. It waits for your return. Because this isn't a passing spike. It's a new way of being. This is what it means to live as frequency, rooted in earth, open to sky, and radiant from the heart. So don't forget, you're not here by accident. You're not here to spectate. You're here to embody, to resonate, to be the wave. The earth is calling, and every beat of your heart is the answer.